Man, I think somewhere after last night's game, Jerry Sloan, Karl Malone, John Stockton, Thurl Bailey, they all was rolled over in their graves and shit, even though they're not dead. But that was disgusting. You know what I'm saying? The Utah Jazz are a team that is noted for being one of the more defensive sound teams in the NBA, but you couldn't tell it last night. Um, I understand that they tried schemes to slow down Harden, and while James Harden didn't go off for 40 or 50 points or something like that, unfortunately, what I'm saying, everybody else, filled in more than filled in for the role. And despite the fact that uh, the Utah Jazz actually shot more free throws than the Houston Rockets, I think James Harden only had like 3 or 4 free throws attempted. But they still blew them out, man. Capped off by a monster fourth quarter where they outscored the Utah Jazz 39-19, and they won by the final score. I think it was 122-90. Okay, to take a one games to none lead in this best of seven first round series. Houston, I believe, is the fourth seeded team. Utah, the fifth seeded, but it's not really going to be all that particularly close, in my opinion. I think the Houston Rockets are going to win this series 4-1. The reason why I believe so is I think that Houston, after last year's debacle in Game 7, okay, where they had to set some type of NBA record for all those missed three-pointers in that game, to still only lose by single digits or 10 points or whatever it was, 10, 8 points, a game they should have won. They should have won that game. Golden State should have been eliminated in Game 7 last year, but they weren't. Also, Chris Paul didn't play. So these guys feel like they have something to prove. Now, last year they were very adamant about having the best record. They didn't work out for them ultimately. So I think earlier on in this season there was still some issues, you know what I'm saying, as far as the team identity. Some players were gone, you know what I'm saying, from last year. But I think the Houston Rockets, you know what I'm saying, found what worked for them, which is essentially James Harden channeling, trying to think of a comparable player, channeling goddamn Adrian Dantley with a three-point shot on steroids, I guess. I don't know. It's whatever. No matter how you feel about James Harden and how he scores, you can't argue with the fact that it has led to them coming back from that terrible 11-14 record at the beginning of the season and having one of the better records in the NBA. And I think in the playoffs, they feel like they have something to prove. I think they want to make short work of the Utah Jazz. Okay. I think that they're going to win Game 2, talking about the Rockets. I think they're going to lose Game 3 at Utah. I think then they're going to win Game 4. They'll take a 3-1 series lead, and I think they're going to finish everything off in Game 5 back at home. That's just how I feel. It might not go that way. We're not psychics. We're just guessing. All right. But tell me what you guys think about this series and whatnot.